Numbers are usually the very first words we pick up in Mandarin, right? You probably recognize these 4 Chinese numbers, but did you know that as a phrase, 一五一十 actually means to explain in detail? Mandarin is full of expressions with numbers, just like this one. You will hear them in everyday conversations, on the news, and even in TV shows. So in this episode, we're going to find out the must-have expressions with numbers together. They call it learning, we say it's fun. Welcome to Fun Mandarin 玩中文. 大家好, I'm Bryan. As you may know, Mandarin numbers begin with 一. That's also where our first idiom begins. Let's jump into the dialogue. Bob 怎么每天都去买彩券啊？他一心一意想中头奖，去环游世界当大爷。Based on the dialogue, can you tell what 一心一意 means? Is it carelessly, doubtfully, wholeheartedly? The answer is wholeheartedly. If we break down this idiom, literally, 心 means heart or mind. 意 has several meanings, such as intention, meaning, or wish. So, literally, 一心一意 translates to one heart, one mind. It describes someone who is completely focused or devoted to something. Just like Bob in the dialogue, he's wholeheartedly chasing that jackpot dream. Here's another example. 他一心一意为了赢得球赛，每天都努力练球。他一心一意为了赢得球赛，每天都努力练球。Now, here's a fun twist. What happens if we change the numbers in this idiom to 三 and 二, forming 三心二意? Can you guess what that might mean? Leave your thoughts in the comment below. There's another word worth noting, 心意. It often refers to someone's kind intention or goodwill, especially when giving a gift or showing appreciation. For example, when giving a small gift, you might say, 这是我的一点心意。这是我的一点心意。心意 can also express someone's heartfelt feelings, particularly in romantic situations. Like in this example, George 告诉了 Mary 自己的心意。George 告诉了 Mary 自己的心意。Next up, we're gonna see one idiom and one bonus expression. See if you can spot them. 你去跟Bob说，发财梦可以做，但是报告不要再拖了啦。早说了，他就三言两语打发我，搞得我上个250。So, did you spot the first idiom, 三言两语? What does it mean? Is it in detail, in a few words, or in fancy words? The correct answer is in a few words. Looking at the literal meaning helps. 言 means words or speech. 语 means language or utterance. 两 means two. That makes 三言两语 literally translates to 3 words and 2 phrases. That is, in a few words. It's often used when someone responds quickly or dismissively. Of course, sometimes it's not that easy to explain something briefly, especially when things get tricky. In that case, you can say, 这件事我三言两语说不清。这件事我三言两语说不清。And because Bob was so dismissive, he made his colleagues feel like a 250. Here, 250 isn't just the number 250. is a way to describe someone who is being reckless or acting like an idiot. 250 actually has several interesting historical origins going all the way back to ancient China. If you're interested in the full story, check out the latest post, Ask Bryan, on my Ko-fi page later. Moving on, after 一 and 二, you might expect 3 and 4 next. Let's check it out. 我记得 Bob 以前不是人很好吗？哎，自从他跟那些不三不四的朋友混在一起，就变这样了。So, the idiom 不三不四 means shady, nosy, or grumpy. The correct answer is shady. Since 不 means not, 不三不四 from its literal meaning is not 3, not 4, which implies something doesn't fit into proper categories or social standards. We usually use it to describe people with questionable behavior or character, or to refer to things that are inappropriate. For example, 他说了那些不三不四的话，让人觉得很不舒服。他说了那些不三不四的话，让人觉得很不舒服。One quick question for you. Have you noticed anything interesting about the pronunciation of 一 and 不? In our first idiom, 一心一意, both of the 一 are pronounced with different tones. The same goes for 不 in 不三不四. They also use different tones. Can you figure out how the tone change for 一 and 不? Drop a comment below with your answer. If you need a refresher, check out this episode later. Now, let's take a look at the next expression, 三头六臂, from our dialogue. 哇靠，你一个人把报告做完啦？没办法，当你有猪队友，就要开启三头六臂模式。三头六臂 What does it mean? Is it high tolerance, low sensitivity, or extraordinary abilities? 三头六臂 means extraordinary abilities. 头 is head and 臂 is arm. When people say someone has 3 heads and 6 arms, it doesn't mean they are a monster. It means they have extraordinary abilities or can accomplish what seems impossible, especially to handle multiple things at once. Just like in the dialogue, Bob's colleague says, 就要开启三头六臂模式。开启三头六臂模式 to go for multitasker mode. It shows that he has to complete the work by himself since Bob was not very helpful as he called Bob a 猪队友. So, even though 三头六臂 means someone is super talented or capable, people often use it sarcastically, especially when they're under too much pressure or expected to do everything. For example, if your boss gives you way too much work, you might complain to your friends. 拜托，我又没有三头六臂，怎么可能做这么多事？拜托，我又没有三头六臂，怎么可能做这么多事？ Coming up, we've got a phrase with 七 and 八. Let's find out what it's all about. 你不是说 Bob 没把报告当一回事吗？怎么今天看起来特别紧张？他在等开讲啦，整个人七上八下的。七上八下 looks like just a simple mix of characters meaning 7 up, 8 down. But what does it really mean? Is it calm and confident, excited and optimistic, nervous and unsettled? The answer is nervous and unsettled. 七上八下 is a very common idiom to describe a restless or anxious feeling, like your heart is jumping up and down. Here's another example. 我今天要求婚，好怕被拒绝，心里七上八下的。我今天要求婚，好怕被拒绝，心里七上八下的。The last idiom uses the numbers 9 and 10. Let's take a look. 开奖了吗？还没。不过他说号码是他梦到的，绝对十拿九稳。What is 十拿九稳? Is it almost certain, barely possible, or completely unexpected? The correct answer is almost certain. If we break down the idiom character by character, apart from the numbers, 拿 means to take or to get. 稳 means steady or secure. So, if something is 十拿九稳, it means it's very likely to succeed or go well. You have great confidence it will happen. In other words, it means 很有把握, very confident. Here's another example. 他做事一向可靠，这次提案十拿九稳，你放心吧。他做事一向可靠，这次提案十拿九稳，你放心吧。These idioms, 成语 with numbers, show how you can say a lot with just 4 Chinese characters, whether you're speaking formally or casually. So, if you enjoyed this episode and want to know more fun expressions, check out our Beyond Words series in the playlist for more fun words about colors and animals. And be sure to follow my Ko-fi page for more practical phrases and resources. If you are feeling generous, you can also buy me a coffee to support my work. 谢谢收看 Fun Mandarin 玩中文，我们下次见。你不是说爸没把报告没把报告当一回事吗？你不是说Bob没把报告当一回事吗？ Bob 没把报告当一回事吗？ OK， 你不是说Bob 没把报告当一回事吗？